So you see this big picture there's an eternal purpose here from an eternity past. We were chosen before the foundation of the world. We were chosen as this chosen people to be those who are proclaiming, those who are speaking of His glories, those who are saying to the world, come. We have a commission as a church. Jesus Christ has raised up the church to be witnesses to His glory, witnesses of His gospel. We are the ones that are beckoning this world to come. And you know, governments in this world don't do it. And the TV stations in this world don't do it. The magazines and the newspapers are not doing it. There is nobody in the world that is beckoning people to come to Christ but the church. So what are you going to do? Okay, let's say for just a second we were inclined to do the will of God. We're inclined to have Jesus' words abide in me. Let's follow Him for a few minutes. You're following along behind Him, and He turns back to you and He says, sell all your possessions and give to the poor. Okay. What does that mean? You know what we start doing? We start talking to each other. Well, certainly it can't mean all our possessions. And certainly there's a place to have a boat, guns, right? And the Lord's just looking at you and He's not saying anything. Did you not hear what I just said? He turns back. He says, don't lay up treasure here on earth. Lay up treasure in heaven. Now you're concerned again. As Americans, we should be. You're trying to follow. You know, here's this whole commission. We're to be this people that have a mission in life. And He's saying that He says to us, you want to get a good picture of Judgment Day? You know what? It's not going to be, well, here's the Calvinists over here, and they're the ones that are going to come into heaven, and then everybody else. He says, you know what? If you basically laid down your life for sick people and imprisoned people and hungry people and thirsty people, needy people, much in line with Isaiah 58, that says that we are to pour out ourselves for the hungry, we're to bring the homeless poor into our homes. It's basically a picture there of taking our resources and giving it. Isn't the very essence of true and undefiled religion is what, according to James? You visit orphans and widows in their affliction. What does it mean to visit them? It doesn't mean like paying a visit to grandma at Thanksgiving. Visiting them means you come alongside them and you help them in their need. And if there's anybody that's needy in this world, it's people that have never heard of Christ, that sit in darkness, and they're waiting there. We have the cure for cancer. And here's all these cancer victims out there, and we're going to stay at home, and we're going to hoard all of our little stuff together and have all of our little fun as these Americans with all of our riches and all of our stuff and all of our nice green grass out there and all the stuff that we have in this life and that we're able to accumulate and get together, and we have our garages, and we can go out there and we have our sheds, we can go out there, we have our basements, we can go out there and we can look at all of our stuff and we can hoard it all together and we can bring it all together and we can all have fun and enjoy it all. And like John Piper says, this is a Disneyland, and here's these eternal purposes of God. Here are the heathen that are perishing out there, the very kingdoms of this world that are to become the kingdoms of our God. And I'll tell you what, if we don't do it, He's going to use somebody else. I'll guarantee He has decrees, He has purposes, and they're eternal, and He's going to bring them to pass. We serve a God who works by means, and He is going to use the people that are willing to go out there into the dark places, the highways and the byways, and compel them to come in. Say to those that sit in darkness, come, along with the Spirit and in His power. But if we're not if we're not going to do it, if we refuse to do it, He's going to use somebody else. We will be bypassed. Guaranteed. You follow along behind Jesus and you watch how He lived His life. And you hear what He said. He said radical things. He said, deny yourself. He said, take up your cross and follow me. How much do our lives right now really look like we're following Him? I mean, you ask yourself just what you do with your money, what you do with your time, and how you pray. How much of your prayer is really dedicated to this whole commission that Christ, here's Christ getting ready to go to the cross, and he's saying, okay, I have to equip my people and tell them the most important things. And he tells them, all authority has been given to me. I am going away, but I'm going to be with you. I'm not going to leave you orphans. I'm going to be there with you. You have a commission. You have a commission to go make disciples. How can we make disciples? We can't regenerate people. Yes, he's saying, go in my name. Go in my power. I will send my Spirit there. He will be with you. On Pentecost he came. The church was empowered. It's not like we lack power. We don't have power in ourselves. We don't have resources in ourselves. But in God we have them.